guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to be doing a video that's all about our languages that we're currently learning. About a month ago, Dan and I decided to start learning each a different language, and we've been wanting to do this for a really long time. Dan had already been learning a bit of Norwegian up until this point, so he had gotten a little bit more confident with it and felt like it was time to move on to something maybe a little bit more challenging. Learning a language for us has been something that we've wanted to do our entire lives. I learnt a few languages in school, as did Dan, and I always wanted to continue on after I left school, but I just procrastinated, and literally now I'm nearly 28 and I still don't have a fluent language under my belt.
The first 6 months of year 7 I did German, but then I actually changed school. I went to a school where they were learning French, so I came into this new school halfway through the year and I had to learn 6 months of French in about a week, and I failed miserably. To be honest, I was really good at German, but then I just stopped doing it because I started learning French, and then I've forgotten everything. And I've always really wanted to learn a language or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
The languages that I learned in school were German and French, and I felt like I was both quite good at both of them. At the time, they were my favourite subjects in school too, so I think that really helped with learning a bit quicker. If you're enjoying something, then you're more likely to learn it a lot better. I ended up wanting to continue on with French after school, although that really never happened. I did do a little bit of self-learning with German for a while, but I just never really continued it to the point where I would have liked to have, and I think that's where it brings us to today. However, the languages that we've picked to learn are quite different to the languages that we had initially started learning.
Much more difficult.
Yeah, but the reason that we'd like to learn these languages is because they are from some of our favourite countries. In this particular continent, we travel there, I would say, quite regularly compared to the rest of the world, so I think it's more beneficial for us to learn these languages than maybe European languages at this point in time. What's your language that you're learning, Dan?
I have a genuine interest in Asia. I love Asia, and I would love to learn many Asian languages, but starting off with Korean.
Korean's a good one, I think, because I feel like we're going to go back to Korea quite a few times in the next few years, hopefully, so I think that that's one that we will hopefully be able to utilise. And not only that, we do watch a lot of Korean dramas.
Love Korean pop culture. I love Korean K-pop. I love Korean dramas. I love Korean food. I love Korean skincare. I love Korean fashion.
Yep. It's so much easier sometimes to really get into learning a language if you can immerse yourself in the culture and what's popular. And especially with the Korean dramas, even though it sounds a bit silly, like, oh, you know, you can't learn a language from watching Korean dramas, but I think it definitely helps with learning certain phrases, learning what's maybe more casual speaking, and I think it really does help in the end, and it's useful if you want to watch a Korean drama and you don't want subtitles. So my language that I want to learn is Japanese, and so really it's a similar thing for me. I love Japanese food, I love traveling to Japan, I love Japanese pop culture and the TV shows, the animes, just like everything about Japan really, like I really do enjoy. I think that it's not necessarily a language that I ever expected myself learning. I really wanted to try learning Mandarin initially, but I felt like maybe Japanese, I think, was maybe a better starting point for me. I think it's not been easy to start off with Japanese either, because there's definitely a lot of things that you need to learn, the same with Korean. But I think they're just really useful languages for us and where we're wanting to head in the next few years and where we're wanting to travel to. And then hopefully if we ever become fluent in these languages, then we will move on to our next. And I think that that is going to be probably a European language for me. So we thought we'd do this video to share with you guys our top ways to start learning a language, and it's just all about techniques that you can use at home to start learning a language. We debated for a really long time whether to actually sign up for a course and properly get a teacher. That would be very beneficial, I think. But at this stage, we just don't really have the money to invest for both of us to be doing a language course, and the time. When it comes to languages, I need to keep saying things, I need to keep learning, and I think that this is something that I should be doing on a daily basis.
This is going to be like an ongoing thing, us learning and putting on the channel. We're just going to show you how we actually started and what we're doing to continue to speak and to learn and to just get better and more fluent in the language.
It's more like a language learning routine video, I guess.
So the first thing we did was learn the basics of reading and writing our chosen language.
I started by learning how to read and pronounce some of the different hiragana sounds.
I started by learning to read and understand Hangul, which is the Korean alphabet. I actually found this really easy to do. It took me only a couple of hours to figure out all the sounds and how to write them correctly. I learned this actually through Korean Class 101. I downloaded their Hangul practice cheat sheet, and this is for free.
The next thing we did was to start using language learning apps. They included Duolingo, Memrise, Lingodeer, and Drops.
We started practicing every day. At first it was just with Duolingo, but we kind of found the words and phrases we were learning very strange. So we also started using Memrise, which helps us to associate words with pictures and other ways to remember a word or phrase.
Drops is a really good app to add single words to your vocabulary using simple pictures as a reference. And lastly, Lingodeer is a little bit more complex, but the phrases do seem more relevant in everyday life.
So we use all these apps in conjunction with each other. It helps us to learn single words, phrases, reading, and also writing.
Another thing we've been doing is to practice reading, speaking out loud, and associating words. And to do this, we've been placing sticky notes around our apartment. We've also installed the Korean and Japanese keyboards on our phone, and that's been very helpful in learning how to type Korean and Japanese.
In terms of other resources, there are so many language learning channels on YouTube, so we watched quite a few of them. Our favourite ones have been Japanese Pod 101 and Korean Class 101. And we also listen to podcasts, whether that's on the train or in the car or just chilling at home. And lastly, we actually watch a lot of foreign TV shows on Netflix and Viki, which is similar to Netflix. We've watched a lot of Korean dramas, and we've always been big fans of Japanese animes with English subtitles. This has helped us to understand how our chosen languages are used, and often we pick up on words that we've learnt in the TV shows and we can apply them in real life.
Dan and I like to learn our languages, especially in the morning and at night when we have the time to sort of chill out and just kind of refresh ourselves at the beginning and end of each day. It helps us retain the knowledge really well, actually stick in our heads and help us with learning languages overall. We also like to talk about them at night and teach each other new words. And we actually do want to learn each other's language at some stage. So I think it's kind of an interesting way to talk about the languages together, and it gets us more enthused and excited for the languages that we are learning.
This is going to be an ongoing thing. We are by no means very good at it yet. We hope to get a lot better, and this might take a long time, who knows. So if you have any suggestions on how we can improve or get better, or read faster, or write faster, or speak faster, we'd love to hear your feedback.
If any of you guys are learning a language, let us know what your language learning routine is and what you like to do to help yourself with learning certain words or phrases or anything to do with the language, because we'd love to know.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you hit subscribe and follow us on Instagram, and we'll see you in the next video.